Please, quick catch up because we've not had a chance. You've been really busy, even though we've not had our own shows. You've had people on other shows, Zelfa, and obviously the whole show we've not had a chance to catch up. Loads of things happening with Josh and loads of new signings. So let's start with Hull first.
Yeah, it's been a mad one, Lee, but my engineering business has really expanded, and with a London branch, so I've had a lot of time on that as well. I've had a little break, and we've not caught up, but say the whole show, really we only had one VIP fighter on, didn't we, which was Sonny, and we didn't get the fight we wanted for him, because I really need that middle ground fight for Sonny before he's fighting for titles. And fortunately enough now, Ethan King's going to fight him at Blackpool, which we can speak a bit later on, and he pushed Nathan Qualis, and like Nathan's ready for the titles, and I think once Sonny's had this fight with Ethan and hopefully come through it, he'll be ready for titles. But it wasn't a bad little show at Hull. I was a bit sceptical going there. I helped a few kids out in Hull, getting wins and moved on. There was a girl fight which
brilliant fight,
was very, very entertaining. Not saying it was the highest standard, but probably fight of the night there.
It was Chelsea and I can't remember the girl who she fought, but it was, like I say, it was non-stop from bell one to what I'm hearing, I work with Tommy Kyle up there. Conor Coggle got a good win up on there, and I believe he's going to fight Opie Price next, which will have done him no harm having that tough little fight. So all the best for Conor in that fight. So as I say, Sonny won and moved on, but that was all the VIP involvement. But we've helped a load of kids in Hull, so you can tick a box and say it was a successful night in that way. And it wasn't last weekend, it was the weekend before. You went down to Wales, and you had a nice little weekend. Watching young Zelfa.
Yeah, do you know what? It's good when you're not involved in doing the show, isn't it? So rather than drive, I just relaxed and went down on the train, and it was good. Went to the weigh-in, went for something to eat with Zelfa and the team, and relaxed on the Saturday. Just strolled up and watched his performance, and it was a great performance. As I said before on another interview, maybe all that was missing was he didn't stop him, but apart from that, I thought he boxed brilliantly, and hopefully sets up a world title fight opportunity again for him. So we're hoping that Joe Cordina fights him next. I mean, obviously he'll probably be looking for unification fights, but we've been told we're in the hunt for that fight, and if we can't get a unification fight, who else is apart from Zelfa Barrett for him? So
big fight over here, isn't it?
Yeah, let's hope that happens, mate.
Josh, what's happening with him? Because
Josh is a funny one. I had meetings down there with the matchroom people. We'd been promised he had the Lara fight. May the 27th was booked for Leeds Arena. We spent 6 weeks training for it, and then we got a kick in the teeth that Lee Woods was now having that fight, and we told they couldn't get Nottingham, but now they come to Manchester, our own patch, and Josh unfortunately missed out on that. And then I said, look, he needs to fight, he can't just wait for the winner. But we couldn't get an opponent that was suitable. Jazza Dickens' name was mentioned, but Josh was looking for a big name, tougher fight than Jazza Dickens, and they come back with Christian Diaz, who I just found as too tough a fight before you go for a Lara or Lee Wood fight. So unfortunately we missed out on that June the 10th. We did talk about other names, but nothing could come through. But I said we don't really want to wait to that Lara and Woods. We will do if we've got to do, but we want a big fight, and we want one in America if we can. So I put that to them now, and that's what we're waiting for to come back one. So Josh is a bit down at the moment, and rightly so, because we had been promised that fight and he spent time training for it. But hopefully Matchroom can deliver something that'll kind of pick him up and get him excited. Unfortunately, the Jazza Dickens fight didn't do that for him.
Okay then. And now this is the man who's calming down and not taking on too many fighters, but just recently there's been a load again, mate. 2 young kids a few days ago, very good amateurs. A young lady that just spoke to Laura Kelly. There's a few more as well. So
do you know what, Lee?
I've been saying it for ages, don't particularly want to sign anyone, and I promised the family that as soon as Josh Warrigton signs, I won't sign any more. And what I'm trying to do is get a little network of ex-fighters that I've worked with who's both done the small hall shows and fought on the big cards, so they can use the experience to manage the kids. And I'm desperate to do that, but at the moment I've not got that. So, you know, you look at loyalty, and I've had lots of people who've been disloyal and moved on, and you feel, you know, a bit let down, but they are what they are, them sort of people, and I don't want to be one of those people like that. And I say this, even working with people and trainers are bringing the other kids and they say I don't want to take them somewhere else, you know, I feel obliged that I've got to do them. But, you know, the kids that have signed recently, and like you mentioned those two young kids like Levi Barnes and Thomas Hardy, it's like, you know, where would they go if they didn't come to me? You know, they're probably good enough to go to the big TV promoters, and then they would pick a manager who will do as he's told. So that doesn't help those kids. And so, like, you know, I feel I'm the right person for them as well, with my experience and my knowledge and the fact that I'm doing regular shows that can bring them through the right way. So, you know, I just feel that because I'm working with those people, that I owe it to them to do it, you know, and eventually there'll come to the time where I've done my shift. But at the moment, I feel like I'm still capable of doing it. And so while these kids are coming along, and I feel I can do a good job for them, I'm going to do it. And, you know, if I can get somebody to nature and grow into doing what I do now, that's the ideal solution for me. You know what I mean? It's not a monetary thing, as everybody knows, but hopefully we're going to have a good ride with not just those two kids, but I've probably got another 20 kids under the age of 23 who potentially, at the worst level, are going to be British champions. You know what I mean? So we're going to have some fun at VIP boxing, and obviously the TV promoters, and we work with most of them, will benefit because we'll share them out and make sure that they all do a good job for these kids.
And then just a quick one, because it's our next show, and it's going to be a big show for us. It's one of those shows that you've been talking about wanting to put on at Blackpool for a long time, where it's packed full of quality. And not only is it packed full of quality, it's packed full of local lads. I did an interview only a few days ago, 6 of them, all from Blackpool.
Yeah.
You know, 5 of them being VIP fighters, and 5 of them, with what you were just talking about, at some point we believe we'll get to British level.
Yeah, well,
at least.
What I was saying, like, you want to nurture these kids come through, and I've never, ever said anything but Blackpool Winter Gardens is my favourite venue to work. It's absolutely fantastic, and we never really had the people up there to do it. Even when we was doing it with Jack Armfield and Brian Rose, it was all about them. And now we've got, well, as you say, 6 plus a couple that we signed on, 8 people who you know, I mean, that's a show on its own, isn't it?
It is.
And they're all selling well, and the Blackpool people can actually look up now and see a journey that they can be part of from the start, and that's what I want to do. You know, I mean, we've got 2 more shows after this in Blackpool in 2023. I'm waiting for dates for 2024. You know, these are probably going to be the last of the bunch that I'm bringing through, and I'm excited to do that in Blackpool. And as you mentioned then, this show's a really good show. We've got Sonny Taylor stepping up to do an 8-rounder with that Ethan King, which will be the hard 8 rounds that he needs before he goes on to fighting for maybe English titles and then British title fights. So that'll get him ready for the 10 and 12 rounders that we need him to be. And all these young kids, you know, they've gone from 4s to 6s, they'll soon be doing 8s there, and hopefully we'll be doing title fights there. And it's such a nice and big venue, and we can sell it. I'll do title fights on my non-TV shows if I can't get the TVs to come there. But, you know, you look at the TVs now and they're doing big shows in big halls, but they're half or quarter full, you know what I mean? They're not
got the right fights for it. And then I've seen like boxers are now going to York Hall on a Saturday night with some decent fights, and you know, you won't be able to get a ticket for that because there's only 1,200 people. It's going to be packed. So 3,000 of the Winter Gardens, that's ideal for them. And you know, you can't do these arena shows week in, week out. You can't do it. So they've got to look for places, and Blackpool will be one. And you know, if they want to bring me 4 or 5 TV fights and have the lads do the undercard there, you know, what better place to be? So I think Blackpool's sat in a real good position, and it's going to be a regular haunt for VIP over the next probably 8 years now, and I'm looking forward to it, Lee. And I'm looking forward to the 13th, you know, not just because it's Winter Gardens, but because the show we're going to put on, and obviously confident it's going to be packed as well.
Yeah, well, that's it. Looking forward to it. We've only got what is it, 12 days now to wait?
Yeah, it's Bank Holiday Monday we're here, aren't we, which is chilled. I took the dog a walk with McDonald's for my breakfast, and got probably 6 hours of work before I go out for something to eat with the missus, so it's nice to relax.
No interest this weekend? There's no boxing we're involved with this weekend, is it?
No, I don't know what. It's Ryder and Canelo, isn't it, over in Mexico. I don't think there's any other shows over there. Oh, there is, sorry, Boxer are doing one in Birmingham, but we've got no one on it,
Right, okay, well listen, I'll catch up with you a little bit closer to the Blackpool show when you can run through, and hope you can give us a list of all the opponents as well.
Yeah, will do, mate. Cheers.
See you later, Steve.
Bye.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.